Have you ever looked down at your hands and wondered when they stopped feeling like yours? When did walking up a flight of stairs become something you have to plan for? Not just do. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow fade. A quiet slipping away of strength that once felt endless. And the worst part isn't the weakness. It's the silence that surrounds it. No one talks about how hard it is to feel your own body change on you. If you felt this, even once, you're not alone, because there's something I've discovered. Something small, gentle, and surprisingly powerful. And no, it's not a miracle. But it might just be the help your body has been whispering for. Let's take a breath together and step into what healing might quietly look like. There's a moment when you stand in front of the mirror and something feels unfamiliar. It's still your face, your eyes, your hands, but the spark behind them, it's quieter now. You reach for a jar on the shelf and realize it takes more effort than it used to. The stairs that once felt like nothing now leave your legs humming, your breath just a bit short. No one told you it would feel like this. Not broken, not sick, just slipping, and maybe you've started to accept it, telling yourself, I'm just getting older, this is normal. But what if it's not the whole truth? What if strength doesn't have to disappear? What if it's just waiting for the right invitation to return? You see, aging doesn't mean vanishing, and somewhere inside you, that quiet part of you still remembers what it felt like to walk without worry. To rise without bracing yourself first. That part of you hasn't left. It's just been sleeping, and maybe what wakes it up is not a pill or a promise, but something simpler, a few quiet choices, a few gentle shifts, something you stir into a drink or sprinkle into your day that sends a soft signal to your body. I'm here. I still care. Let's start again. This isn't about becoming who you were at 30. It's about reclaiming what still belongs to you, strength, presence, and the quiet joy of feeling at home inside your own body. And that journey, it begins with something most people overlook, something you might have walked past on the shelf, thinking it was for someone else. But today, you're still here, and maybe that means you're still ready to remember who you are, to feel strong, gently, and fully. Again, it started with a small stumble on the porch stairs. George, 72 years old, had always been steady, solid, the kind of man who carried groceries for others. But that day, his leg didn't lift the way it used to. He laughed it off. But inside, something shifted. A question crept in. Is this the beginning of the end? George didn't like to complain, but a week later, standing in line at the pharmacy, his knees trembled. He told his doctor, "It's like my legs don't belong to me anymore." The doctor listened quietly, then suggested something George didn't expect. Whey protein. George blinked. That for bodybuilders, the doctor smiled. It's not about bulging muscles. It's about giving your muscles the fuel they need to stay yours. So George tried. He didn't join a gym, he didn't lift heavy weights. He just added 1 scoop of whey protein to his morning oatmeal, a sprinkle of cinnamon, a splash of almond milk. The change didn't come overnight, but 3 months later, George said something he hadn't said in years. I feel like my legs are mine again. Whey protein is more than a supplement, it's a message. To your muscles, to your bones. To your confidence that they're not forgotten. You see, as we age, our muscles become more resistant, they don't respond like they used to. But whey protein contains leucine, amino acid that acts like a switch. It tells your muscles it's time to rebuild, and the best time to send that message is right after movement. Even a short walk, even light gardening, that's when your body is most ready to listen. There was a study at Harvard. Older adults did simple resistance moves, and those who added whey protein gained more muscle, improved their balance, and felt more secure on their feet. These aren't just statistics. They're people who no longer fear standing up from a chair or walking across the parking lot without clinging to something. George didn't get younger, but he got steadier, stronger, more himself, and that's what matters. Now, whey isn't perfect for everyone. If you're sensitive to dairy, there are isolate versions that are gentler, or you can try a smaller amount to begin. But the real power is not in the powder itself. It's in the choice to give your body what it needs to stop slipping and start rebuilding. One scoop, one walk, one quiet decision. Because your body still hears you, still responds, still remembers. You're not too old and it's not too late. So the next time you feel your legs hesitate, remember George. And remember this: sometimes, strength returns not with a roar, but with a whisper stirred gently. Into your morning, Helen never liked powders. They all felt the same, heavy, chalky, and every time she tried one, her stomach would revolt. Gas, bloating, sometimes even pain that lasted all day. So when her daughter handed her a small bag labeled pea protein, she raised an eyebrow. "Peas," she said, half smiling, "like the vegetables." But something in her was tired of feeling tired, so she gave it a shot. Just half a scoop blended with almond milk, one frozen banana, and a pinch of cinnamon. It wasn't magic. But that afternoon, something felt different. She walked to the park and realized she wasn't scanning for benches. She just walked. And the next morning, her stomach didn't rebel. "It felt like my body accepted it," she said. That sentence stuck with me, because for so many of us, especially after 60, our bodies begin to resist things that once felt simple. Dairy, gluten, even certain vitamins. But pea protein is a kind of kindness. It's gentle, clean, and surprisingly powerful. Unlike whey, which can be too rich for sensitive guts, pea protein is hypoallergenic, no dairy, no gluten, no soy, just smooth, plant-based nourishment. And it's not weak. It's rich in arginine, an amino acid that improves circulation, helps blood flow, carries nutrients where they need to go. Which means better support for your muscles and more energy from the inside out. A recent study in 2023 compared pea protein with whey and found something surprising. Both groups, older adults, same exercises, built muscle, the same way as long as the dose was enough. That's right. Plant protein stood toe-to-toe with the so-called gold standard, but without the discomfort. Helen didn't need proof, she felt it. Her feet felt more grounded, her arms steadier, her breath lasted longer. She didn't feel like she had to lie down in the afternoon or brace herself for every step. All she did was build a habit. One small smoothie every morning, and her body said thank you. Pea protein isn't flashy, it doesn't come in neon tubs or promise impossible gains. But for someone over 60 looking for nourishment without noise, it might be exactly enough. If you've ever felt like your body was rejecting things that should help, if you've given up on powders because they all felt wrong, this might be your invitation to try again, gently, kindly, with a powder that doesn't fight back. And if you do, you might find yourself walking farther, standing taller, and wondering, why didn't I start this sooner? But don't worry, there's still time. There's still movement waiting in you, and strength still choosing to return in its own quiet way. Teresa never thought much about her knees until the day they refused to follow her down the stairs. It wasn't pain, not exactly, just this unfamiliar stiffness. Like her legs were wrapped in invisible wires holding her back. She used to move without thinking now. Every step required negotiation. "I feel like I'm coming apart," she whispered once. It wasn't drama, it was truth. And that's when she discovered collagen. Not from a commercial, not from a beauty ad, but from a friend who simply stirred it into tea. Collagen. You might have heard the word maybe on a lotion bottle or in an article about wrinkles. But its real magic is deeper. It's the quiet glue, the scaffolding of your body holding together joints, tendons, cartilage, even the soft tissue that wraps around your muscles. As we age, collagen production slows, not drastically, just enough to make everything feel less connected. And that disconnection, it's not just physical. It creeps into your confidence, your balance, your sense of safety inside your own body. But collagen peptides broken down for easier absorption can begin to rebuild that bridge. Teresa didn't expect a miracle. She just stirred a scoop into her afternoon tea every day, with a slice of orange on the side, because vitamin C helps collagen do its work. 2 months in, she told me something simple. I can go up and down the stairs without holding my breath, not because the pain disappeared but because her body felt whole again, and that matters more than numbers, more than any study. Though there is a study. In Germany, older men with muscle loss did light exercises, chair squats, hand weights. One group took collagen daily, the other didn't. 12 weeks later, the collagen group gained more lean muscle, more strength, and lost fat, without changing their diet. Why? Because collagen doesn't just support your joints, it amplifies your movement. It doesn't grow muscle like whey or pea, but it builds the structure that lets your muscles work safely. Think of your body like a house. Your muscles are the walls. Collagen is the frame that holds it all together. Without it, everything feels shaky. But with it, even a simple movement like standing up feels smoother, more stable, more yours. Collagen doesn't taste like much. It disappears into tea, soup, coffee, but what it gives back is clarity, strength, subtle return, not just in motion but in how you feel moving. If you've ever woken up and felt like parts of you didn't fit right anymore, this might be a way to reconnect, to gather the loose threads and gently stitch yourself back into place. You don't need loud fixes or complicated routines, just a scoop, a warm mug, and the choice to feel supported again, because support isn't always something you lean on. Sometimes it's something you stir into your life and let work quietly from the inside out. Mr. Lem didn't say much. He was the kind of man who let silence fill the room rather than speak about his discomfort. But it was there, in the way he gripped the armrest before standing, in the wince he tried to hide when lifting grocery bags. A retired math teacher, 76 years old, precise in thought, careful in habit, but lately, even his thoughts felt heavy. Food became tricky. Dairy upset his stomach, soy left him bloated, and protein powders. He gave up on those years ago, so he didn't expect much when his doctor handed him a bag of brown rice protein. Just try a scoop, she said. Nothing dramatic, just see how your body responds. And he did. Every evening he stirred one scoop into a bowl of warm pumpkin soup, a dash of nutmeg, a routine he could enjoy quietly. 3 months passed, and one morning he sat up in bed and realized he didn't dread the day ahead. He didn't brace for pain or wait for stiffness to pass. He simply stood up. Brown rice protein doesn't shout, it doesn't promise overnight change, but for people like Mr. Lem, it offers something more important: peace. Easy digestion, no dairy, no gluten, no soy, just smooth, neutral nourishment. And surprisingly, it works. In a study published by the International Society of Sports Nutrition, 2 groups were given protein after exercise. One had whey, one had rice. 8 weeks later, both groups had gained the same muscle, the same strength. Rice held its own. Now, that study was on younger adults, but the message is universal. When the dose is right, when the routine is steady, even rice can rebuild. And here's why. Brown rice protein contains methionine and cysteine, 2 sulfur-containing amino acids known to support cell repair, detoxification, and joint health. It's not flashy, but it's quietly powerful. For Mr. Lem, it wasn't just about muscle. It was about waking up without tension, without resistance, without fear. And that changes everything. Because when you feel safe in your body, you start moving more, smiling more, thinking clearer. All from a scoop in soup, all from a choice to nourish without conflict. If powders have ever made you feel worse, if digestion has been your barrier, if you're sensitive to almost everything, brown rice protein might be your gentle answer. No drama. No discomfort, just the quiet return of strength that no longer needs to be loud to be real. And maybe that's the most comforting thing of all. That your body doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to feel possible again. Patrick called it pond scum. That was his first reaction when his daughter handed him a small green jar labeled Spirulina. He was 70, a former contractor, still sharp, still stubborn, and absolutely convinced that whatever this green powder was, it wasn't for him. But then he noticed something. He was sleeping more, walking less, and when he did walk, his legs ached longer than they used to. He'd sit down and feel drained, as if the air had thickened. And he was pushing through it just to exist, so one day, he gave it a try. Half a teaspoon stirred into orange juice held his nose the first time but drank it anyway. A week passed. Then 2 and 1 morning he stood up from his chair and realized something simple. He didn't feel wiped out. Not like before. His legs didn't protest. His breath did hitch, and when he walked to the mailbox he didn't need to pause halfway there. "It's like my body breathes easier now," he said. Spirulina is different from every other powder we've talked about. It's not just protein though, it is 60 to 70% protein by weight. What makes it special is what else it brings: iron, magnesium, B vitamins, and a powerful compound called phycocyanin. This little molecule fights inflammation and protects cells from oxidative stress. You might not feel inflammation, but your muscles do, your joints do, and over time, that hidden wear and tear is what robs us of strength. Scientists call it inflammaging, a slow, silent breakdown. That spirulina helps to quiet. In one study, older adults took spirulina for 16 weeks. Their antioxidant levels went up, inflammatory markers dropped, especially IL-6A, compound directly tied to muscle loss. And that's the thing, spirulina doesn't just feed your muscles, it protects them. It restores what's quietly lost before you even know it's gone. Patrick didn't become an athlete, he didn't join a marathon, but he started stretching again, taking longer walks and smiling more on the way back. Because spirulina works gently. No bloating, no crash, just slow, steady endurance. Even better, it's one of the rare plant sources of vitamin B12, something many older adults are low in without even knowing. Low B12 means fatigue, brain fog, nerve issues. Spirulina quietly fills that gap. The taste, earthy, a little ocean-like but not unbearable, especially in juice or smoothies. Some people add lemon, others apple juice, or take it in capsules. Whatever form you choose, the key is consistency. Because spirulina isn't a fix, it's a companion. Something you invite into work alongside your body, not against it. So if you've been feeling heavy, not just in your limbs but in your spirit, if moving feels more like enduring than living, this small green powder might just help your body exhale again and remind you that strength doesn't always shout. Sometimes it just hums quietly. Through your blood, through your breath, through the steps that begin to feel yours again. 5 powders, each with its own story, its own rhythm, its own way of reaching back into your body and saying, "I'm here to help." But how do they all fit together? How do you choose when each one seems to offer something essential? Let's take a breath and look at them side by side. Whey protein, the fast responder, rich in leucinates, like a wake-up call for tired muscles, especially powerful when taken after light activity. Think of it as your body's direct line to rebuilding. Then there's pea protein, gentle plant-based, full of arginine to open blood vessels, support better circulation, and ease digestion. If whey feels too heavy, pea is the softer way in. Next comes collagen, not a builder, but a binder. It holds the body together, strengthens the tendons, the ligaments, the connective tissues that wrap around your strength. It won't bulk you up, but it will keep you from falling apart. Then, brown rice protein, the quiet warrior. For sensitive stomachs, for those who have tried everything and felt worse afterward. It offers a balanced amino profile, hypoallergenic, soft in texture, strong in effect. And finally, spirulina, the protector. It fights inflammation, eases oxidation, and helps the body heal from the where it can't always name. So how do you decide? Here's the truth. You don't need all 5, you don't need to overhaul your life, you don't even need to take them every day. You just need to listen to your body, to your rhythms, to what makes you feel more you. Start with one, just one that feels right. If you're rebuilding lost strength, whey might be your ally. If dairy disagrees with you, pea or rice will stand in. If your joints whisper for help, collagen will answer. If you're tired deep in your bones and nothing seems to work, spirulina could be the calm your body's asking for. It's not about chasing youth, it's about inviting back vitality in a way that respects where you are and honors what your body still wants to give. Because this isn't about fixing you, it's about remembering you're still here, still able, still worth the care. And if one small scoop once a day can help you rise without fear, walk without hesitation, smile without soreness, then that's not just a powder. That's a partner in your journey. You don't have to figure it all out today. You don't have to buy anything tomorrow. Just stay curious, stay kind to your body, and know it's listening and ready. When you are, building strength after 60 isn't about dramatic changes or waking up tomorrow transformed. It's about small steps, daily choices, gentle habits that whisper to your body. Start with the time. The best moment to take your protein powder is within 30 minutes after any light activity. A short walk, gardening, stretching at home. That's when your muscles are most ready to receive the nourishment. Next to consistency matters more than quantity. 1 scoop a day every day is stronger than 5 scoops once a week. Think of it like watering a plant a little each day and watching it grow. Pair collagen with vitamin C, a slice of orange, a few strawberries. Because vitamin C helps your body use collagen better, like handing a carpenter both hammer and nails. Don't rush the process. Strength rebuilds slowly like a quiet garden in early spring. And remember to move gently, simple resistance exercises, standing from a chair using resistance bands. These small movements send signals to your muscles and bones saying, I'm still here. And when you combine movement with nourishment, you give your body the tools it needs to rebuild, repair, and restore. Most importantly, be patient with yourself. Progress isn't always visible. Some days feel harder, some moments bring doubt. That's okay. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. And if you ever feel stuck, remember George, who found strength again, or Helen, who found ease with pea protein. Or Teresa, who reconnected inside her knees, and Mr. Lem, who found peace with rice protein. Or Patrick, who breathed easier with spirulina. They all started with simple choices made every day. And so can you. So start now with what feels manageable and build your own quiet routine. Because the journey back to strength isn't about perfection. It's about showing up, again and again, for yourself, with kindness and hope. Let me share a few stories of quiet transformation. There's George, who once feared his legs would give out any moment. After adding whey protein and gentle movement, he now walks with a steadiness he thought was lost forever. Then there's Helen, who battled digestive issues for years. With pea protein, she found nourishment without discomfort, and a renewed energy that carried her through long afternoons. Teresa, who believed her stiff knees were just the price of age, discovered collagen gave her more than relief. It gave her confidence to climb stairs again without hesitation. Mr. Lem, sensitive to almost every food, found brown rice protein was the gentle strength he needed, allowing him to greet each morning without dread. And Patrick, the skeptic who once called spirulina pond scum, now stretches daily and breathes easier, a testament to the power of patience and gentle care. These stories aren't about miracles. They're about real people. Making small changes, choosing hope, and giving their bodies a chance. Maybe you see yourself in one of them. Maybe you see a piece of your own journey. Strength after 60 isn't a grand gesture. It's a collection of moments. Decisions made quietly and actions taken softly, but together, these moments build a life. A life where strength returns not as a roar but as a steady heartbeat, where movement feels natural again and your body feels like home. If any of these stories touched you, if you feel that quiet spark inside, remember you're not alone. You're part of this journey, and sometimes, all it takes is one small step, one quiet choice, to begin. What if you began today, not with pressure, not with expectations, but with curiosity? What if you chose one small thing, one gentle powder, and made it part of your day? What might happen if you gave your body a chance to remember strength? A chance to heal? A chance to come home? You don't have to be perfect, you don't have to be fast. Just present, just willing, just kind. Because strength after 60 isn't about chasing youth, it's about reclaiming your story on your terms. And that story is still being written. So if you're here still listening, still wondering, thank you. Thank you for giving yourself this moment, this gift of care, this quiet promise to keep going. If you felt something here today, if a part of you stirred, I'd love to hear from you what powder feels right to you or what small step you're ready to take. Leave a comment below and share your journey so we can walk together. And if you want more gentle, science-backed tips to help you live stronger, healthier, happier, subscribe and join us here on Health 365 because the best chapters are still ahead. Until then, be kind to your body. It's been working hard for you every single day.